And we are back. The final match here on Saturday. We started with 16. We're going to end the night with just 6. We're starting off with our first 2 quarterfinal matches, and you just saw Hook and the rest of Denial cruise their way into the top 4. I say cruise in a game 5. But now we're going to see our second quarterfinal matchup, guys, and this is featuring our number 1 seed entering the tournament, Allegiance.
Yeah, Allegiance was looking very strong against Optic Gaming, so I'm assuming they're going to come into this very confident as well. Noble is the 7th seeded team. Like you said, Allegiance is the 1st seeded team. So there is a bit of a gap here. Noble has their work cut out for them going into this match. And like we saw earlier, Nated is 1,000% hyped coming into today.
But I have to bring a point up, is that sometimes we've seen Nated, I don't want to say expel his energy too early, because that's not what I mean, but he'll go so hard that sometimes he loses his voice. So I don't think he's there yet, but it's just something to think about. Maybe they're a little bit content after just making it in the first place. But I don't think Nated is just trying not to win an event here. So I think he'll bring the hype. I was
talking to Clutch, and he said, the problem with Allegiance is they get too pumped up in group play, and then when it comes to bracket, they bomb out. That's kind of what happened at X Games, where they finished 3rd place, weren't able to get into the top 2 positions like they were hoping for. But Allegiance, tonight they play against Noble Esports, a squad that I'd say very few people, as according to our Twitter poll, thought would be able to make it this far. Now Noble, a chance to cause another major upset and secure themselves a spot in the semifinals. Let's start, though, by looking at some of the other matches we're going to see tomorrow. CLG Renegades, Evil Geniuses, Triggers Pound. Guys, out of all these matches, which team do you want to be here in this very difficult bracket?
I mean, honestly, it's tough to say, but looking at this here, I'd say I'd want to be probably Evil Geniuses. Evil Geniuses, they had a tough bracket, and for that 2nd seed, it was between 3 solid squads. And Triggers Pound, I mean, they definitely look strong, so it's no dock to them. But EG, when they're playing really good and really on fire, I mean, these guys are just, their teamwork is unstoppable.
For sure, and I'm going to have to give a shout-out to Denial, though. I mean, right now, they've made it farther than, first of all, anyone had ever predicted. Second of all, they've made it farther than I'm sure they might have even thought. And now they're in the running to really just get to the finals, even to potentially even win it all. And it's really also because of somehow the bracket worked out, right? I mean, you have EG and CLG on the opposite side.
Right.
So they only need to go through potentially either Allegiance or Noble to really make it to those finals. So that's a big deal for Denial.
You only have to go through Allegiance or
Noble.
Noble.
I'm just saying, CLG and EG are crazy right now.
I hear you,
Allegiance
my friend.
is firing on all cylinders, but you never know.
They're definitely not gold or silver X Games medalists, but we do have our Twitter poll up, guys, and if you didn't win the Astro A40 headset, don't worry. I got another tournament-ready edition for you. All you got to use is the hashtag HaloWC and the team you think is going to win this series. So far, 70% of you in favor of Allegiance after watching Nated and the boys' strong side. Where are you leaning coming into this one?
And I'm leaning towards the Allegiance side, and if Nated can keep that hype up, if they can keep that energy going, I think they're going to come into this very strong, and we possibly may see a 3-0 out of this squad right here. And now you see those percentages going up extremely fast, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, still going up right now in favor of Allegiance. So these guys looking very calm and collected right now. Coach is right behind them as well, standing by, helping them out with power-ups. But these guys, I'm going to give it to them 3-0.
You're going 3-0 Allegiance. I think Swift, Kill, and Calm can continue to cause some problems. Yeah. Ghost, can they force a Game 5 and even take out Allegiance here?
I think there is the potential. I mean, we saw, Allegiance struggle a little bit this weekend, right? And I think that there is still the chance for Noble to do some damage. I mean, they have a great roster of guys. Like you said, Swift and Calm duo, they're very, very talented people. And we saw them just as well as Allegiance, calm, cool, and collected. So when it comes to this, there's really nothing to lose for them. I think that they have kind of just a carefree sort of spirit. And with Allegiance coming in as the number 1 seed, you kind of have this fire built around you where you're supposed to kind of show up. And if you don't, then it's disappointment, right? So for Allegiance, if they don't make it past this, then this is going to be a telltale sign that they really need to get, their stuff together for the finals. Now, again, I like in the past, I have to say Allegiance is the heavy favorite, so I do think that they are going to take it, but I think it could be in a 3-2 fashion.
Safe bet to go with the #1 seed in any tournament, ladies and gentlemen, but we'll find out. There's been one name echoed over and over again in this venue. Penguins can fly, said Nate a little bit earlier. He respects his opponent on the other side. Can Penguin get the job done once again? Let's send it up to our casters. Benson, Walshy, let's get this thing started.
Thanks, Bucket. Gotta completely agree. Penguin, he was the player I've been saying you got to keep your eyes out for on this Noble squad. We've seen him online do unbelievable things, and so far here at the event, he hasn't let us down. He's had some great performances, but going up against the #1 seed, Walshy, this isn't going to be an easy game.
No, but they can do it. I mean, CLG were such a dominating force at X Games in Aspen, and during pool play, Noble able to take a game off of CLG. Here's a look at the series layout. We have best of 5, starting off with Colosseum CTF, Rig Slayer, Plaza Strongholds, and if necessary, Fathom CTF and Eden Slayer.
Yeah, we've got a nice little series ahead of us. Of course, both these two teams, of course, qualified already for the Halo World Championship. Now it's just about trying to take home a little bit of pocket change, if you will, compared to the overall.
And just pride. I mean, it is such a confident feeling when you leave an event and you place first or second, whatever.
Yeah.
None of these teams, of course, the #1 goal coming into North American Regionals was make it out of pool play, make it to the World Finals. And all these teams that we're going to be seeing the rest of the tournament, we're going to be seeing again at the World Finals.
And it has to be maybe a little bit of a confidence boost for Allegiance, the #1 seed, knowing that both CLG and EG on the same side of the bracket, the other side as well. So, they only have to play them if it goes all the way to that grand final, of course. But before they get there, they have to go through Noble. And don't take Noble too lightly, that's for sure. This squad definitely can play at the highest level. Game 1 about to get underway. Colosseum CTF. Walsh, what did Noble have to do here to shut down the #1 seed?
Noble has to keep control of the snipe side of the map. They have to actually take opportunities and pull lots of flags. We've seen many teams here making that same mistake over and over again, trying to slay over and over. You can't do that against Legions. They have too much slaying power, and we're going to kick things off with the one who supposedly can fly. As Nate says, we're going to kick things off with one of my favorite animals, the penguin.
You ever seen a penguin fly?
I have not. I've seen a lot of penguins swim, and it's pretty majestic.
Well, let's have a look at Penguin with the DMR checking out over towards Rocket side. There's going to be 2 players there. Promethean Grenade launched over towards them, so forced to back away, and they will lose rocket control. I believe they weren't able to get their hands on Sniper either, but he needs to be careful because there's actually players just diving over towards him. He is able to pick up one before Kratos able to trade that kill.
Yeah, this is surprising. Right off the bat, all these members of Noble Black pushed into the back of their base. They have no presence on the map. Let's jump on with Nated, who has the rockets and is running the flag. Gets a nice pick on Penguin, and look at that teamwork by Nate and crew. Suspector picks up the flag, fishes off, and that is objective efficiency at its finest, because look what's going on again. 3 down for Noble, and the run the second flag within the first minute of the game.
This is quick. Little surprised, not gonna lie, but Allegiance kind of coming out saying, hey guys, yeah, we are the #1 seed. I don't know what all this hype about other teams is. We haven't been talked about that much. And I was gonna say, I haven't really heard Nated, but he's pretty loud, Walshy. I'm kind of scared.
Yeah, I just heard him after that. He just let out quite a yell. And the craziest part is it looks like Noble Black are actually trying to pull a flag finally. But at the same time, guess who's still doing it? Kratos pulling the third and possible final flag here for Allegiance.
This would be so quick. This would be such a quick CTF game. It seems that flag should be good to be returned, though. So,
this one would go in the Guinness Book of World Records if they won this match in a minute and a half. But thankfully, Noble Black finally slowing it down.
What's the quickest CTF you've ever seen in competitive
I'm trying to think. We actually, I was with Nated actually for my fastest CTF. This was in a LAN back in 2009 era. We were playing against, it was like Best Man, and I can't remember the full squad. I believe it was Classic we were playing against. We won a CTF Narrows in about a minute 20.
Wow. Okay. Well, Allegiance.
2 gooses, by the way. 2 gooses on the other team.
All right. You want to rub that in a little bit.
Oh, you have to, man.
Just let them know. Give them some memory about the goose. But L-Town there finally able to pick up Rain with the second rocket. Allegiance definitely starting off extremely hot here, trying to advance through to the semifinals. A couple of kills do go in for Noble, though, as L-Town spins around. He's actually going to miss that rocket, forced to pull out the DMR. Was able to clean up Calm, but did ultimately end up falling now over to Nated. He's being very loud, and there you can see the play cam. Constant communication coming in from him.
Yes, and look at that. Just
Surprise!
that patience pays off. Nade just waits there, waits for this player to jump over to the other side of Snipe Ridge, puts a few shots, and although they wasted the last rocket, Nade wasn't able to get control of it, the damage has been done.
Definitely, now on board with Suspector. Will he be able to pick up Calm? Doesn't look like it, but instead, just going to backtrack a little bit, maybe wait for a couple of team support. L-Town was able to get a pick. It's a big win on Penguin if he's able to get it, but he is being pinched. If he's actually lucky here, he may be able to find himself a double kill. Calm has that scatter shot. He's able to pick up Naded and as well Rain clean up L-Town, so that will once again just slow down that Allegiance push, but they have already pulled the flag to their credit, and this could be a couple of kills here for Suspector. He has a sniper rifle in his back pocket, surely goes to the no-scope and the beatdown on Rain, looking for the second no-scope. That would have been an insane triple kill.
Yes.
I mean, it's just triple kill galore today.
I think this is over. There's 3 members down for Noble Black. Allegiance has the flag over at their fountain. We're going to have to see some sort of miraculous play here by the last member, who I believe is Penguin over in the opposite squad. Penguin
did he get it?
clutching it
He
up
got it.
and gained the flag recovery, just as we said. He needed to get huge, and he did.
Suspector, he went for that no-scope. He hit it. He just wasn't able to connect with the headshot. If he gets that, that flag is good, and it would have been game over. We'll see if that ultimately turns out to be costly. Noble have been able to pull that flag out, but haven't really got too much yardage on that. And you see Penguin just trying to play for that flag, forced to back away.
Yes, and just holding the most important part of the map. One thing, there's a difference between getting flagpole and look at Naded being in some ridiculous spots. Naded still wasn't killed there. That's what I want to point out, is Naded is still alive somewhere at the opposing base. What I was going to say is there's a difference between committing to a flag, trying to force it, and at least putting pressure on the opposing flag. And Allegiance this entire time has put non-stop pressure. Penguin get a double kill, but eventually taken down by Kratos. Let's jump on with his teammate, Rain.
Rain just being a little more slow-paced as he makes his way over towards Rockets off spawn. We'll see if he's going to be able to spot out anyone towards bottom Rockets. I think he has just spotted someone over towards Rob Ben. That is going to be L-Town. L-Town using some nice movement. Doesn't matter. Rain able to clean him up. And for now, Noble being forced to be a bit aggressive here. He has his teammate support over towards Snipe side. This could be a good flag here.
Yes, this is a great opportunity. I like what happened with Rain right there. He swung in from the Rocket side, helped get kills over on Fountain side, and ran at Fountain to his teammates. So he ran it where spawns were being blocked. So great job by Rain there, but taken down by the scatter shot of, I believe that was Kratos. I want to hear, so those at home cannot hear Allegiance right now, but I can hear them screaming from their booth. I want to go to an Allegiance listen and hear how they're going to close out this first game.
It's in the oven! It's in the oven! Oh my god! It's in the oven! Well, oven, that's flag! It's in the oven! Aiden, I'll get it after you. Under the base! Under the base! Throw it to me, Aiden! On the cave, throw it to me! Our server thinks it's in there, it's in. Tap it. No! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, baby! Let's go, baby! Let's go, baby! Stop. Oh, man. Let's go, boy. Stop.
Bro, I thought you guys were gonna like just go in. Dude, we're gonna trip tap one.
Good call, Walsh. Was pretty
I told you,
energetic.
I can hear them from their booth, which is dozens of feet away, and
are you kind of worried that they may lose their voice for Championship Sunday though? Like, should we get them some like throat lozenges or something? Like,
you do make a good point, because we saw a complete different Allegiance squad on pool play out at X Games compared to the final days. So they have to save some of that energy, but at the same time, you have no room for error. You are now in single elimination brackets.
This is true.
They have to fight as if every match is their last.
Fantastic game number 1 that from Allegiance, so number 1 seed here at the North American qualifier, and they got 2 flags within like 60 seconds there. I mean, well, she break down what we just witnessed in that game 1. It was crazy. Naded going off with 17 kills there, 4 assists, and 9 deaths.
We saw objective efficiency at its finest. What Allegiance did is they took advantage of an overextending Noble. By that, I mean, when they run the first flag, what happens is some of these top teams, you know when to let go of flag. Say, guess what? We cannot get this flag recovered, so what we have to do is get control of our base. And Noble did not do that during the first flag. Allegiance recognized it and said, guess what? We're going to kill these couple stragglers on the way back, capping this flag. We're going to run a second one, and that's exactly what they did for a double cap.
Very impressive stuff coming out of Allegiance. Of course, led that by Naded, the extremely loud fellow you may have heard during that listening towards the end. But talking about game 2 now, we said how Noble need to come out and have a strong performance early. Didn't really happen.
No,
so
yeah,
how
they
do you
should
recover?
listen to us,
yeah,
right?
You would think. It probably might help. But how do they recover going into the Rig Slayer? I mean, this is one of Allegiance's best game modes.
Well, we kind of saw a very similar thing in the previous match. We saw a very pumped-up Denial squad take out Liquid in game number 1. Liquid is able to slow down Rig Slayer.
Okay.
Slow it down, cool the other squad off, and they ended up winning, what, 50-29, I believe, against
It was pretty convincing.
So Rig is one of those game types where you can start to slow things down and regroup. Right there, obviously Noble had no breathing room. They had no chance to slow down the game and regroup, and they were punished for it severely.
So by saying slow down the game, to maybe some of the newer viewers out there potentially watching Halo for one of the first times, how do you exactly slow down Strongholds on the rig specifically in this map? Like, what is it exactly that we want to see Noble do?
Well, on Slayer on the rig, there are a lot of different ways you can slow it down because it's really tough to collapse in spawn kill after spawn kill. So what I would most relate to is let's use 2 different maps as an example. Something like Truth or Regret, you could collapse in from blue base to red base and continually spawn kill. Rig is quite different. You cannot really spawn kill inside and then collapse in on outside. There is just too much distance to cover in such a short period of time, and you also don't have as much cover because if you try to collapse in to the inside, you're pretty vulnerable or you have such close range combat in engine. Whereas if you try to collapse on outside, you have to go over these open catwalks and this open ground on the floor. So you just don't have the same sort of cover where you can, like I said, collapse in from very close locations.
Of course, we're giving away a ton of stuff as well, Walsh, we should say. If you want a chance of winning a Astro Gaming headset and also the TR mod kit, which, by the way, is pretty awesome. Not gonna lie, I tried to put one in my bag, but sadly I got stopped. All you need to do is give us your vote on this matchup. Make sure you tweet #HaloWC with which team you think is going to win. #Allegiance or #Noble. If you guess correctly, you have a chance to win some pretty awesome swag for the rest of the tournament. But again, talking about Noble, going into Game 2, they're 1-0 down. Slayer Rig, it's going to be tough, I think, for them, especially if Allegiance can continue with that tempo and pace. That's the key for me with this one.
And you made a great point by saying the tempo and pace because obviously last game, which was non-stop, fast-paced action, that seemed to favor this Allegiance squad. So you need to switch it up. Obviously, it wasn't working last game, so slow down the game.
Yep.
See if that favors you. You need to find some way to weaken this Allegiance squad, because right now, if the game goes fast, we saw what happens, and that ends up being a 5-minute and 50-second flag game.
Yeah,
3-0.
that was very quick. You blink and you miss it. We'll see Noble really off the break here if they're going to be able to control the tempo of this game. I
like this play by Nade. He's going to do the Halo Combat Evolved medal. By that, he's going to nade the sniper to himself, hopefully catch it. Come on, get that medal, man.
He wasn't looking for that.
Oh, he did not get it. Like I said, he was trying to please the crowd by getting that medal. For those that don't know the history of that medal, basically back in Halo CE, the physics of the game were pretty ridiculous. You would you'd throw a grenade over at a sniper halfway across the map, it'd fly right in your hands. And so that's paying some great homage to the old classic Halo 1 style.
Snipers don't weigh that much, Walsh. I don't know what you're talking about. L-Town on your screen, able to pick up 2 kills relatively quickly, and it is Allegiance who do have that early advantage. 5 kills to 4, staying with L-Town as he's just going to be patrolling. However, Nated does actually have that sniper top tower. We'll see if he's going to be able to put this to some use. And I imagine if he does, we'll probably hear about it, Walsh, and I'm sure even the people in the stream may actually hear about it. That's how loud he is.
He'll definitely let us know if he gets a headshot. We don't have to tell you. One thing I'm noticing right now, right off the bat, is L-Town, like we saw, had the caster, and we see Sniper in the hands of Nated. I saw Camo burn, but whole point being is this game is a bit slower, and even though Allegiance has the power weapons, it doesn't seem like they have a massive lead. They only have a 1-kill lead, and look at this pressure on Nated. Things start to slow down, and things start to work out for this Noble squad.
Yeah, it's pretty much exactly as you called. They slowed down the tempo of the game, and they were able to shut down Nated, who had that sniper rifle, so he isn't going to be causing too many problems. And now on board with Suspectors, he's trying to get that pick over towards top tower. He's not going to be able to get it, though. He does have Nated coming around from behind, though, and you see he does actually pick up that kill there on Swift, but that's going to be 3 players down. It's all down to Suspector momentarily just to play his life.
Yeah, I'm going to jump on with Penguin from the Noble Black squad. He has Scattershot trying to take over this inside bunker, hopefully able to acquire this 9-minute sniper. So this map play is quite different from Strongholds to Slayer for obvious reasons. One being that inside is actually a viable position to hold. In Strongholds, you have to go outside. You have to hold those 2 positions. However, inside, you get Camo and Sniper, and that's exactly what Penguin's grabbing right here. Gets that nice Scattershot kill, and is going to stay alive with his power weapon. I thought he fell. I almost spoke too soon.
Wow, you really are trying to curse Penguin, huh? But he is able to get it, and more importantly, as you mentioned, that 9-minute sniper rifle. And we'll see how he's going to be able to use camo, maybe just control this side of the map a little bit more as he waits for it to come up. But again, the slow-paced tempo of this game really starting to show now, and it does suit Noble. It really does. That sniper, of course, up in 21 seconds. Penguin just maybe botched that jump a little bit.
That was a close one again, man. He's playing with fire right here with a couple of these jumps. But
is this how you would want to see him use camo?
At this point, I don't disagree with clearing out Snipe Hall and getting a kill or two, but whole point is he needs to use this to get control of Sniper. You know that even if he sits back, Allegiance are going to be pushing. That's exactly what happened. Allegiance squad pushing forward, and what a trade! I believe that was from Kratos, getting the melee and getting that splinter graded. I'm going to stick on with Penguin throughout this respawn because he seems to be this key player for this Noble squad.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, not really able to utilize that camo as much as he would have liked. It's worth mentioning. It's going to be L-Town who got himself a nice little double kill earlier on. He managed to get his hands on that sniper rifle. 2 bullets left in this one. Let's see, is he able to...
2 bullets left in this one. However, Nated
can we just get a rip in the chat, please? Rest in peace, L-Town. A round of applause, very ironic from the crowd here in Columbus. Shout out to the crowd being absolutely awesome throughout the weekend. Doesn't matter though, Nated, of course, with the new sniper rifle. That was the strat, Walshy. It's
absolutely.
Advanced meta.
It was
that's what it was.
A very well calculated strat by one of the players on the #1 seeded team.
That's what it must have been. Absolutely. Staying with Nated though, with of course this new sniper rifle Allegiance, able to build a little bit of a lead, 21-16. Penguin now able to respond. Plasmacaster is up. I'm curious to see if Nated may try and get himself a line of sight here. He seems more than happy just to kind of look towards bottom engine 1, bottom nest side if anyone's going to try and push through. But as he looks over towards that sniper hole, he will spot someone.
Yeah, that's one of the frustrating situations. You have sniper in someone's spot. You're like, come on, man, just poke out and challenge me. I see you over there. Come on.
Good help right there from Nated.
Whole point being, though, is this game is still a lot closer. Obviously, Allegiance in a fairly commanding lead with the 7-kill lead. But point being is this is not the slaughter that we saw in Game 1. It seems like this Noble squad, when they slow it down a bit more, they have more of a chance. But this is just still a struggle because Kratos, even without any power weapons, somehow acquiring a double kill cross-map, as I saw that in the kill feed.
I mean, they're slowly picking Noble apart. You know, Noble need to play at a slower pace to really try and pick Allegiance apart, but it just isn't working. Allegiance doing a good job of controlling those power weapons for the majority of this game and building themselves a big lead as maybe spots for one player. He's going to blow up the canister, not going to pick up the kill just yet, but you know, smart play, recognizes has the lead, doesn't need to lose control of Snipe, can't afford to back away, especially when his teammate has camo. Let his teammate challenge, right? Like, he doesn't need to do it with a sniper rifle.
Yeah, and Allegiance does such a great job of taking advantage of their opponent's mistakes. I think a big misconception happens to me in the Halo community is that, oh, the top players, they're the ones that challenge the most and pull off no-scopes like Hook. No, it happens to be they're the ones that back off more. They're the ones that create more opportunities for the teammates and the ones that actually capitalize on opponents' mistakes.
You got mid, though. That no-scope was pretty nasty.
Oh, dude, yeah. I'll take one of those over a safe play any day.
Absolutely. You want to be playing the top 5 plays post-event, that's for sure. But on board now with Rain, they were able to shut down Nated, who had that sniper rifle over towards the back area here. Rain trying to hunt down Kratos. He will be able to pick up that kill. Plasmacaster up in 11 seconds as well. And Noble's starting to kind of chip away at that lead that Allegiance built.
Yeah, we're finally seeing the snipers in one of the Noble Black's members' hands. We do see it in the hands of Calm Mentality, and we still are at a feasible deficit. Only 6 kill difference between these two squads, and new sniper just came up. Allegiance going to be on the push here. Whoever wins this engagement is going to be in a great shape, and I think he's got Plasmacaster.
Yeah, L-Town actually got a big kill there. It's actually going to be a double. The second time we've seen him be able to do that with the Plasma. Penguin trying to keep the sniper rifle alive. Going to have to run away, though. His teammates, of course, spawning the opposite side of the map. He's desperately trying to get away. May actually have to just try and turn and maybe put some shots down. L-Town still, though, raining fire down, but Penguin has done a good job of keeping the power weapon alive.
Doing a great job just creating distance. One of the sniper's advantage is obviously the distance advantage, and right here, trying to do everything he can, and what great quick scope by Penguin, taking out the camo scatter shot player who was L-Town.
He was looking for that triple, man. He was like, yo, Hook, anything you can do, I can do better, bro. But not quite just yet. Yeah, there he is, just trying to find that angle, see if he can try and once again start to reduce that deficit as it stands Allegiance with a 37-29 kill lead. They are in more than control in this game. Of course, 1-0 up in the series as well. Penguin really trying to use that sniper rifle efficiently here. He has, what, 8 shots left in it, so plenty of ammo.
Yeah, plenty of opportunities here, but it's still a Allegiance lead right now because obviously we see Sniper in the hands of Noble Black, But at the same time, Allegiance has control of the inside. So as time passes, power weapons will fall in their hands. You know, over the next minute and a half, we will see a new camo come up. We will see the sniper come up at the 3-minute mark.
So how do you play around that if you're Noble right now? Because you can see just such a slow, methodical move over towards Engine 1, Engine 2 side of the map. But what do you want to see them do, essentially, at this point?
They need to get a couple kills and collapse inside as a team and get control of inside.
Problem is they have just lost control of that sniper rifle. Calm on your screen with scatter shot. Let's see, is he going to be able to put this some use? Spots L-Town over to his right-hand side. He may need to help his teammate out here. It's going to be Swift Kill trying to hunt him down. That's a bait and switch. But no, L-Town picks up another double kill. That's his, I think, his 4th this game. We've been able to manage to create something out of what seems as if nothing. Fantastic stuff coming out from him.
And Allegiance just capitalizing on the impatience of Noble. Noble realized time was against them, that they wanted to get inside as soon as they got an opportunity. They thought Calm created the opportunity, which was getting a kill in Engine 2, but they weren't able to make any moves after that. So, I mean, I keep trying to create some storyline saying something like, look, if you slow down, Noble Black can bring this game back, but at the same time, Allegiance is the #1 seed for a reason.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't matter if the game's fast-paced or slow. Allegiance can play in any sort of game-paced weather.
The sheer amount of double kills Allegiance has got in this game too as well has been just so impressive. Always forcing Noble on the back foot. Rain just going to back away from that one. Swiftkill able to shut down Kratos. L-Town and Nated both picking up wins there of their own. Another one comes in. Another double kill from Nated. That's going to be 48-34 the scoreline. And I mean, Allegiance just showing their class right now.
Yep, and unsurprisingly, another camo and another sniper in the hands of Nated. And guess what? He's going to get aggressive with this one because they are only 2 kills away from securing game #2 against Noble.
Yeah, he wants that flashy play, that's for sure. We'll see if he's going to get it. Well, that's going to be... He didn't even go for it,
I don't
actually.
think so, yeah. He was like, take
should
care
I
of
go
it.
for this? Turn around, maybe get the snipe. Not going to happen. We'll back away, but good intel, and knows exactly where they are.
And he just got totally scoped out right there. Someone, I don't know who it was, it looked like Rain, who was over at Nest, somehow spotted Nady, even though Nady didn't make any shots yet, just having some sort of eagle eye vision.
We'll see if Nady is going to be able to pick up that final kill, though. Of course, the longer this game goes, the harder it's going to be, because Allegiance just need 1 kill. Noble 14 if they're going to be able to take this, and of course time ticking, 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes to go, and oh my lord, made it! The disrespect, man, the disrespect! Oh, why bother shooting when you can throw a stick
I have
at
sniper
it?
and I have scatter shot. You know what I'm going to do to you? I'm going to stick you with a plasma grenade.
The ultimate disrespect, absolutely love it. Allegiance go 2-0 up in the series, and a little cheeky smile there on Nated's face. Taking a look at some of the stats.
I believe L-Town dropped a 20 bomb.
That doesn't surprise
20
me.
kills, 10 deaths. He was one of our players to watch this tournament. You know, obviously it's easiest to focus on Nated because he's the veteran. He's one of those vocal leaders. But you see L-Town dropping numbers like that, you know he's doing something right.
Yeah, we saw him pick up a lot of double kills.
I gotta point this out.
Well.
He has most kills,
yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that.
least deaths, and most suicides.
Yeah, most suicides is a key. Of course,
Just
some
top,
of you
top the boards all across.
keen math magicians may be looking and saying the kills, they had up to 51. Yeah, he fell off the map with sniper rifle. Let's not let him forget that. So congrats on 20 kills, but you fell off the map with sniper rifle. So
when you have 20 kills, you're allowed to do that. You're like, guys, I have too many kills. I'm going to even this up just a little bit.
Oh, wow. The ultimate disrespect right there, Walsh. Noble 2-0 down, though, in the series now. Do you see any way they can fight their way back? I mean, what do they have to do? I mean, looking down at the booth as well, I don't want to say it's dejected. They still have energy down there, but this is so difficult. #1 seed, you're 2-0 down. You got a reverse sweep now. You're going to have a Plaza Strongholds.
I mean, they made a more respectable game out of game #2. 50-36 is a respectable score. Same time, though, Plaza Strongholds, it's one of those can be completely lopsided. I mean, that could be exactly what Noble's hoping for. Like, all right, we need to get kind of an all-or-nothing map where we can get a full setup, get full control, and rack up time. But at this point, it just seems like Allegiance came to play today, and when the #1 seed is on top of their game, they're going to be tough to beat.
It's going to be interesting to see if they can continue that across to tomorrow. As we kind of brought up earlier on, if they do win this series ultimately. It was an issue they had at X Games was definitely slowing down when they went into the final day there. That just didn't seem like the same squad, whether they expend too much energy in group play. Maybe that was the case. Of course, they look at the Twitter poll. Allegiance, 88% fan vote as opposed to Noble Esports, just 12%. Of course, if you do guess correctly on social media using hashtag HaloWC, hashtag Allegiance, or hashtag Noble, have a chance to win an awesome Astro Gaming headset and the TR mod kit. I can't praise the mod kit enough. It really is awesome. I'm jealous.
I
man.
actually
keep
don't
trying
have
to
one
keep
yet,
them.
Astro. What's going on, man?
Yo, neither do I. Well, that's crazy, huh? That's crazy.
Maybe we can get one from Astro. That'd be
Maybe,
sweet.
Hopefully, if not,
I'll keep plugging until I do.
I may just have to keep tweeting out Allegiance and pray that I actually win the vote. That's another
probably the best
way that
chance,
probably
yeah.
do. Probably is, knowing my luck. But game number 3, of course, about to get underway. There a look at the boys over at Noble. I mean, you have to be happy in some respects if you're on Noble because you've already qualified, right? You're going to the finals. Yes, I know.
Yes,
you're
there
looking
is
at it, it's
a
like,
bittersweet ending, but at the same time, if
every
you're
cloud has a silver lining, Dave.
that's true, but any tournament you go into, and if your goal is, oh, we want to get top 8 here and qualify Worlds, that's the furthest you will get if you have that mentality. You have to go in with, we are winning this event. Yes, there are different hurdles you have to cross along that way. You should say, first, we need to get pool play. Next, we need to win quarters and so on and so forth. Whole point being, though, is if they're complacent with being top 8, that's the highest that they'll ever get.
It's a good point. Good point. Of course, Noble getting ready for this game number 3, as we said, Strongholds Plaza. The break is going to be so important for them. And which team? Okay, now just seeing. I thought for a minute that the game was loading up, but we'll just wait. Of course, you can still see the fan vote on your screen. 88% in favor of Allegiance, and Allegiance don't look like throwing this one away, Walshy.
No, Allegiance is not kidding around right now. They just want to end this quick and clean and go to bed and get ready for tomorrow's day.
Do you think this looks like a better Allegiance than we saw at X Games, or is it maybe too soon to say that?
Too soon to say that for me, because this is the first match I have watched of Allegiance really this tournament so far. They've had a lot of, it seems like the second stage, matches. We've had so many great matches this tournament.
have, man.
And this is, I believe, the first time I've actually watched Allegiance play here, and they are looking strong.
Definitely. Yeah. Speaking of strong, Plaza Strongholds loading up. Who do you want to start off on board with this?
We're going to kick things off with Swift Kill. I guess I have to retract one part and say, obviously, I saw part of the Optic match, but I actually had to go do something else during part of that match, man.
Yeah, you were busy.
I'm
out here doing
busy, man, for Brothers event, but that's a poor mistake. So,
nice nade from Swift Kill early on. I assume that camo would have been burnt.
We have a sneaky little penguin with camo.
We do.
Generally on this map, you don't see as many camo burns compared to something like Rig, because you kind of have a pretty uncontested camo at the bottom of the lift.
Penguin going to be able to cap Nest as well. So Noble off to a fantastic start, and he's going to clean up Naded once more. So very good start for him. Drops down bottom middle. Kratos is going to be absolute challenges, picks up the kill. So
great play waiting for that railgun shot instead of just immediately challenging and taking that 50-50 coin toss and saying, I might die here. He says, guess what, I'll wait till you shoot off that railgun shot. It's really tough to be disciplined in a position like that when you're no shields.
This is a very good start for Noble. They have complete control of the map. Of course, controlling railgun. They had camo too. Penguin causing a lot of problems. Tries to get the back smack. Misses the second melee and will ultimately fall. Suspected able to drop that grenade. That's now Rain kind of stuck over at Yarden. Do you agree with this play of maybe capping Yarden?
I agree with Rain here because 3 of his teammates died.
Okay.
And he says, guess what? We are not going to be able to keep bottom center / Nest in this position. I should just go try to stop the bleeding because it was pretty inevitable that this Allegiance squad was going to cap all 3.
Now Rain drops down towards bottom middle. Has a spot of Swift Kill. Should be able to clean that one up. And they get control of bot mid. Now you want to see them kind of flood over towards the Nest area and potentially try and get control of that once again.
Yeah, quite a bit back and forth. I'm surprised to see, well, first off, all 4 members of Noble down. We'll jump on with the man who dropped 20 kills last game. This is L-Town. See what he does to get aggressive. One thing I noticed that Allegiance does is they like to press their advantages. They get 2 strongholds. Sometimes they won't press for the 3rd one, but what they'll do is they'll get in a sneaky position. They'll hide somewhere near circle or near tram and get a back smack. They'll extend a bit further than you would expect.
I feel like this is such a powerful position that you see L-Town in as well. Really just allows him to control a lot of the map. He's able to get railgun. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to put that to good use. A big win there for Swift.
Look at this,
Suspected though, being
right there.
So sneaky, crouched.
So many sneaky plays from this squad, and that is what this Allegiance squad is known for. They're known for getting full control and being absolutely sneaky. Right there, Nate just hiding behind the lamppost.
He's like, yo,
buying time.
Yo, L-Town,
and
go
still
challenge, bro.
Not shooting. His buddy there, L-Town's like, come on, where's my help? I thought I had some help down here. But Nate realizing he has camo shotgun and could instantly get this double kill.
Oh, he got the shot off, and Unbummed will be taken out by Noble. So that's going to give them 2 strongholds now. Let's see.
But it's not a viable strat to hold these strongholds for long. It's great that they broke this Allegiance setup, but at the end of the day, they have to eventually rotate over towards Nest.
Naded, trying to cause some problems now for Noble. Dropping those grenades, crouching, being very sneaky once again.
So much patience. I would have given up at any moment there and just started shooting like, oh, I got to do some damage, got to help people out. But Nated being so patient, so sneaky, and eventually taken down over a dip. We'll jump on with teammate Suspector, who is running into a double team, going on over to another sneaky player, Kratos.
Kratos actually tracking back here to Yard. May decide to just wait for his teammates off spawn. A couple of players did actually fall. Looks up towards top orange, able to pick up Swift kill. Can he find the double? No. Penguin able to get that beat down on Kratos just in time. Over to L-Town, trying to get that pick on Rain. He is over by that nest side. Allegiance staying calm despite being down in this game right now.
Yeah, one thing I'm noticing is neither of these squads are able to hold on to a full set for incredibly long. By that, I would say like a 30 to 40 second or 30 to 40 point swing is a significant amount. But for the most part, we've seen, what, 15 or 20 point swings?
Yeah.
This might be the very first time that we've seen somebody hold this for more than 20 seconds because Noble
feels
Black
that
are
way.
starting to pull away.
It feels that way, and that will really starting to get a chunk of points. Over 20 points in the lead now as Swiftkill drops down, picks up Nated, turns around. Can he find the second on Kratos? Trying to cause some issues. Not going to happen, though. He does fall, but Calm still in support, holding down bot mid. But you can see Allegiance's plan here. They decided, hey, screw bot mid. Let's rotate all the way around over towards left. Try and cause some problems at Nest.
Yeah, you have a better chance of getting Nest and staying alive up there. Bottom middle, there's just so many angles of attack that they can grenade you from, shoot you from, contest the hill from. Nest is just kind of like the small little circle where there's going to be no surprises. Someone's either going to come up from left or send them a stairs.
Really good movement right there from Calm. Played that one extremely calm. Yep.
I saw what you did there.
Thank you very much. I'm here all night. Trip cap in for Noble Esports, 66 points to 27. And Walshy, these guys definitely not playing like the 2-0 down in the series right now.
No. Every single time I think I make the wrong predictions as we're in mid-series. I'm like, yeah, this is Legion's 3-0. It's going to be real quick. But this is the game type, like I said, it's an all or nothing. It's really tough to have a total back and forth on this match because there's so many different times where you can get a full setup and full control. I want to hear exactly how this Noble squad is communicating. So I'm going to go to Astro Listening with Noble Black.
I'm pushing.
I'm middle.
Okay, I'm staying hotel.
Three nests. I got pulse nade.
I hear you.
I got one.
We're there. Two more nests.
I'm flanking.
Let's kill Todd.
Top nest weak.
One more, top middle.
Two nests top middle. Two nests top middle.
Go nest.
We should spawn blue. Oh, we can look here.
That's right.
Two nests right.
I'm nading left.
Two kids weak. I'm gonna push top middle.
Hurry, just stay alive.
Top middle. Or he's front nest side. I'm gonna get yard.
Two on nest.
Hurry, Zane. I'm trying to look at you, man.
Let's get yard.
Done one shot.
I'll
try to.
Nice, still get here.
Staying alive.
Yard nated.
I'm lifting.
I'm Listen, he's got shoddy and flowers.
Get your shields and challenge.
Nated has shoddy and flowers.
He dropped.
And pushing top yellow. It's gonna be top yellow right now.
Dip, Nated.
Top yellow. Going top middle. One shot.
Two on me inside.
I'm lifting. Tim, still alive.
I can't. He's weak at sight. Nice. There was another guy.
One guy
Lift to a shoddy.
Nest with shoddy.
On the middle. Dip weak. Dip one shot.
Absolute dead Kratos. Nice. Good shot.
Nice. Reset that. Camo.
How are you?
I'll go for real. I'll go for real.
Nest weak. Sitting on nest, I'm just staying alive.
Push. Yo, light rifle.
Absolutely necessary.
Camera should be up. Camera should be up right
I'm
now.
trying to look.
He's top center.
How are you?
Nated top
Right behind
middle.
the box.
And light. Weak. Kratos.
They have rail.
One shot bottom middle.
Camo's on me as well.
Watch out island. Bottom middle. White car.
I'm more bottom mid.
Stay alive.
This guy light. This kid at light.
White car. One shot.
There's three there.
We're three dead. All right, make a push. Make a good push.
I got one.
Nice.
Both going different hotel.
I
I'm
hear.
going straight to nest. I'm going straight to
Here.
nest.
I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go top yellow actually.
In blue. Window shot blue window.
Hurry, I'm coming side with you, Zane.
Camo shotty in nest.
Hotel. Let's get hotel.
He's sitting on nest ramp or something.
Okay, I'm backing up.
Yeah, Railgun at yellow.
I'm just gonna go RDO. I'm gonna rotate.
I don't know where Railgun's at.
Railguns and flowers. Absolute flowers. Absolute flowers. On the ledge.
I'm watching if he leaves.
He's dead.
Good shot.
One shot here.
One dead.
I'm just hiding flowers.
Soda with camo shotty.
Here.
3v3, guys.
Camo shotty on my rifle. He's on my rifle. Camo shotty.
I have numbers. I'm on top yellow.
Light hole weak.
He's one shot. He's absolute light hole.
One shot yard.
Dead.
Nice shot.
He was at a
Shotty down
shotty.
there.
He was at a shotty.
Okay, I'm one shot here.
I spawned.
This is our game,
I'm
guys.
going blue.
I'm at glass.
I'm at blue with the railgun.
Top nest, one guy. Kratos.
I'm looking.
Hotel weak.
Kratos is absolute.
Bottom hotel weak.
I got Kratos.
I don't see him.
Walshy, Allegiance starting to make a little bit of a comeback. Noble still communicating very well, though. No panic in their voice, and that's a good sign.
No, you're definitely noticing some great communications talking about where they should make a push. It's never just chaotic callouts like one shot here. Instead, they're saying, hey, I'll help you at light rifle. Oh, there's a person there. I'll flank over. And they somehow make a calm situation out of an absolutely chaotic environment.
That is very, very good to see if you're a Noble fan right there, just as you said, making it just all very calm. They are losing yard, though, so this game not over despite being at 98 points. The problem is, though, Allegiance 2 players down. just not going to be able to get a capture. I don't think you have to imagine that Raid should be able to push over to Nest here and potentially jump on this as well. I believe Yard.
Yeah. All of Allegiance should be spun over by Yard, possibly towards
I don't think they'll be able
Cafe,
to
but at the end of the day, it looks like, yep, there we go. Allegiance loses Nest, and that should almost surely be game over. No, actually, during that time, they got bombed center.
Wow.
So that is
Yo.
3 members down. Could we actually see a loss here?
Calm is going to Yard. Watch it. Let's calm down. Let's not get there just yet. I mean, they are currently losing another Stronghold as well, so that's a big defensive kill. They haven't kept Yard. If L-Town wins this, that is absolutely massive. He's doing a good job of just trying to stay alive for as long as possible. Yard will go, but it doesn't matter, because guess what? Allegiance are playing the rotation game right now, Walshy. This is unbelievable stuff from the #1 seed.
Yeah, Allegiance actually got a triple cap there for a brief
Do
moment.
they just keep rotating across now? Is that going to be the game plan for Allegiance?
Allegiance are being incredibly
Oh
aggressive
my
and
God,
making
Walshy,
stuff. I'm
is
starting to
this
hear
happening?
Native yell out. This is why you can never get comfortable in Strongholds. At any moment, the opposing team get a full setup, and that can be so tough to break.
Penguin needs to go big. L-Town's going to escape with his life. Meanwhile, grenades being peppered over towards Nest. L-Town does pick up Calm as well. Look at that score, ladies and gentlemen. The comeback is so real. 98-88. Big win, though. Comes in from Penguin. That's going to be the double kill. Can he find the triple on Nated? It looks good. Nated using movement. He gets it. Big play from him. Not going to get Nest, though. Allegiance, the fight is still on. It's going to be Kratos with a double kill on Nest. He tries to shut it down. Swift jumps on top. Suspector and Kratos need to stop it. 98-94. The 2-cap is still in. Kills going down. They haven't got it. Allegiance are about to win the comeback, but no. Penguin jumps into Nest. Surely he can get the cap. It's going to be contested again, but no. Nated gets the trade. What is going on? Time game. Oh my God. Won't see they get it? Noble get it right at the end.
I'm glad you could cast that because
Oh
I had
my
no idea what
God.
was going on. That was back and forth in the last 15 seconds. So many lives being thrown over towards the Nest and just death after death after death.
Unbelievable ending to that game. Noble staying calm when it looks as if everything has just gone completely out the window.
And look at that final score, 100-98. We were in a situation where I believe Noble were at 98 to about 47, 40,
Yeah.
49, somewhere around there. And that's where Allegiance got the triple cap, kept pressing that advantage, and Noble Esports were having trouble bringing it back. Luckily, in the end, a clutch series of events over at Nest. That was just one of the most insane battles for Nest I've ever seen. It kind of reminded me of the Season 2 finals, I want to say, where CLG Ogre 2 dipped into the Warlord Hill for just that split second, able to get the last crucial seconds to win the game.
That's literally what it was. You just saw floods and floods of players pushing over towards Nest, just contention, trading going on before finally being capped. We saw massive double kills there as well from both squads, but Noble proving there's a little bit life left so far. And how much confidence is that going to give them?
That is definitely a confidence booster. I think, if anything, Allegiance is hurt more by bringing that game so close. Like, had they lost the game, let's say they lost like 100-67 or something like that, it's like, all right, whatever, we shake off that game. But that's a heartbreaker. They had that game. They brought it back. They were tied 98 all and just lost a crucial battle inside the Nest Hill and lost the game. That's bringing the series score. Allegiance 2, Noble 1.
Was there anything they could have done differently towards the end of that game? Because it was very, very chaotic. I know maybe a couple of kills kind of lost there for a couple of people watching at home. Is there something you think Allegiance could have done differently? Or was it just, it came down to that gunfight?
It came down to those gunfights and small execution. One thing to keep in mind, and I hate when some of these top teams or players, they just focus on the last kill or the last, let's say capture, where it's like, oh, we should have done this different the last play.
Right.
Guess what? You gave up 98 or 99 other seconds throughout the game, or 49 other kills. It's not just that very last kill. Sure, there might have been a mistake there, but you may overlook 99 other mistakes that you made throughout that game if you just focus at the very end.
Of course, the fan vote, if you want a chance of winning Astro Gaming headset and the TR mod kit, awesome products. Definitely give your vote. Who do you think it's going to be? Use hashtag HaloWC, hashtag Allegiance, or hashtag Noble. Noble with 11%, Allegiance there with 18.9. But this series definitely not over. Nated,
a different Nated from
he's
the
a little
one.
quieter right now. I think he may respect that Penguins do in fact fly, because they were flying onto that Nest Stronghold at the end of that game.
Yeah, that's honestly a devastating roller coaster of emotions there. Like you saw,
how does that hit you as a player?
Allegiance
like that happens?
was certain they had that game once. Like, guess what? You just gotta keep them on Nest, get a reset Nest, and they were never able to get that reset Nest. Somehow, just every single player were trading inside there. It's just That was just so much back and forth. Like I said, I cannot tell what a player could have done different there because I could barely even keep up switching screens.
Yep. Unbelievable. You did a good job, by the way, driving.
Did I?
Say you did a
Thank
really
you.
good job.
Thank
I
you.
want to point that out. You didn't miss any of the action whatsoever. You just saw consistent kills after kills after kill after kill after kill on this before Noble finally able to get some control back. But game 4, CTF Fathom. That's where we're going to be going next. Of course, Noble need to win this map to potentially go to a game 5. That'd be pretty awesome. Back-to-back game 5s in the quarterfinals. Is it a possibility, though, Walsh, realistically?
I mean, Noble took that game. They won it fair and square. Of course, Allegiance started to bring it back towards the end, but if you think about it, the entire time they were playing Plaza Strongholds, Noble were in control. They were kind of the clear favorites, I would say, after the 4th or 5th minute mark. Allegiance came up with a clutch triple cap and started bringing it back to the end, but until that point, it was a Noble game. So same thing could happen here. We are now jumping onto an objective game. Capture the flag on Fathom. Let's kick things off with Calm, the man who won the battle in Nest at the end of the game.
Oh, calm. He had to stay calm, and luckily for Team Noble, he did just that. Elton managed to get his hand on Railgun already, and you can
Look
see
how
Swift
aggressive
kill.
both these squads are. Because you saw Calm
Like, wow.
getting swarmed over at his silo.
Yep.
Swift at the same time pushed towards the Allegiance silo and now has flag all the way in the treehouse.
You could have put a mirror directly down the middle of the map, and you would have seen the exact same thing from both two teams. Unfortunately, though, Noble not able to get too much yardage on that flag. And in fact, as I say that, the flag is actually being run. Who is that with that flag? It's,
I believe it was Calm getting
Calm,
the flag
okay.
and rallying it back, but I like this play by Penguin. I'm a little hesitant as why he gave up his position there. I guess getting a kill on Kratos is worthwhile, but at the same time, he could have been top center and gotten that same kill.
That's going to be 1-0 in favor of Allegiances are able to get that return over a B silo. Swift kill now trying to be aggressive over towards this silo side. He has to recognize that players will be pushing towards him, just maybe being a little bit more patient now. But I mean, we saw how strong Allegiance are at CTF in that game 1. If you remember, they got 2 flags in 60 seconds.
Dude, I gotta mention something. I don't know how I messed this up. I apologize to all viewers at home. Somehow Allegiance got a flag there during that whole time.
Yeah, it was the return.
Yeah, I guess I did not notice that it was a standoff-like situation. And
It's fine, Walsh. You did such a good job at the end of last game.
All
Don't
right,
even
all
worry
right.
about it. Don't even
We'll
worry
forget
about
that
it.
mistake.
We'll give you a
but
pass. It's fine. Don't worry. It's complicated driving this whole machine.
It is, man. I'm
not gonna lie.
old. I'm senile in gamer time. God.
Penguin with the railgun, able to get the pick on L-Town, looking for the second. Not going to happen. He does get shut down. There was a Spectre that just managed to get that challenge. Of course, lots of kills now going in Allegiance's favor. Rain trying to stay alive. He's actually going to push out there, and Native says, thank you very much. Don't mind if I do. Free kill.
Yeah, every single POV I'm seeing from the Noble squad, it just seems like death after death. So we're going to jump on with Suspector from Allegiance, see what they're doing so well, because he is helping escort his teammate Kratos, who has run flag down bottom middle.
Yeah, this is a very, very good flag. Of course, Camo's going to come up as well. Suspector able to get the last shot on Penguin. Can he get the pick on Calm? Just backs away. Doesn't want to lose that Camo. The flag has now been returned, I believe. So
Wow, what a
that second flag.
prediction
That was
made
that
by
was a great
Rain.
nade. Wow. That landed clear of Suspector's feet.
Yes, that was a great nade. I'm still a little confused as to why Suspector just didn't jump up top center. He may have seen somebody over at Silo or was a little scared of grenades coming in from bomb center. But I felt like Camo would have been most effective at top center, be able to do damage all the way across the map.
L-Town just scrambling for his life. He is being chased. A couple of players have fallen. We'll see, though. Allegiance, of course, still with that lead. 1 flag to 0 after a pretty chaotic beginning to the game. Both teams kind of just extended to each other's bases, but Allegiance were able to get that capture. Now you see L-Town really getting a lot of control, but needs to be careful. Directly behind him is going to be Penguin. I thought for a minute there, L-Town was going to outshoot
almost
him.
turned on him, but it's also important to note how much damage L-Town did right there. I think a lot of players get in this mindset like, well, I'm about to die. I need to either get a kill or, nothing. And there's one of the unique situations with Spectre threw that scatter grenade, that splitter grenade, and did as much damage as possible. But what I was trying to say earlier was when we saw L-Town there, he got turned on. But guess what? He still got that player to one shot, making an easy cleanup for one of his teammates.
A big flag turn there as well for Noble in Red River. They were able to just return that before the second flag was ran in for Allegiance. And Noble definitely seemed to be somewhat struggling in CTF, Dave. We saw it in game number 1, and game number 2, it's just not looking favorable in terms of the kill column. I feel if you can see the kill scoreboard, you just see that they're getting massively outslayed. Every time we kind of go on board with the play from Noble, they just seem to consistently be falling and dying. But what do they need to do to get more control on this map, besides the obvious get more kills?
Top center, without a doubt, getting control of those railguns. And this next camo should be up any moment. I believe last time we saw Suspector grabbed it around like the 950 mark, so we'll pay attention here, and it looks like L-Town is on top of this power-up.
Yep.
Looks like he's grabbed it at the 750 mark. Means it's going to spawn up 2 minutes after his last grab.
Oh, and someone did actually chase him. That was going to be Penguin. Did not want to let him get away with that. Flag has been pulled out of the base once again for Noble, and Kratos says, okay, they're going to pull it. Let me try and get some control. I have Railgun. Still plenty of shots left in it as well. I don't think he's going to be able to pick anyone up just yet. Throwing out those grenades.
And look at that trust in his teammates. Kratos is not worried about trying to help get that flag recovery earlier, that about 15 seconds ago. Instead, he's putting pressure. He says, at least if I have one other opponent's attention, I'm doing my job. I'm creating a 3-on-3 scenario across the map. Had Kratos not seen an opponent, I'm sure he would push in towards flag or he would push towards top center and done more damage, but he said that as long as he wastes at least one opponent's time, he's doing his job.
Allegiance now trying to pull the flag out of the base, but Penguin shutting down Suspector. Kratos in such a good position to just try and cover that flag if he's able to get it out. 2 shots left in Railgun. We'll see if he's going to be able to put these to good use. Play was 1 shot in the base. Rain picks himself up a double kill for his efforts. And Suspector forced for now to play defensively. He will be challenged though the grenade comes in. He's going to be absolute calm. Not able to clean up that kill. And if he gets a little bit of help from his teammates here, that threat should be thwarted. And it does come in the form of Kratos.
And you saw all those preemptive nades coming from Noble Squad. They've studied Allegiance. They know how sneaky they are. They said, it's too good to be true. If I'm pushing towards Porch and I don't see a single dot on the map, yeah, right. Someone's hiding around the corner with SMG. I'm throwing a pre-nade.
Almost worked. Almost worked. Flag being run once again for Allegiance. Suspector in a good position to actually
Look
catch
at that pass.
flag. I love it. Just
He passed it up because Kratos has Railgun, and guess what Kratos is going to do? Once again, lock opponents inside the base or try to get these kills over by Silo.
Kratos playing for the flag return. He's going to have Rain. 1 shot connects with a kill now. Can he get his hands on that flag? Has the support of L-Town. Lots of shots going down. Will he be able to get the return? He goes for it. Swiftkill, though, able to beat him down. The flag still alive for Noble. And Swiftkill is going to be running that one. We'll see. Is he going to be able to try and cap this?
That was a huge Spartan charge and kill right there from both players. I mean,
This is tie the
Kratos
game.
preemptively said it. Yeah, he preemptively went for that charge, and looks like Noble got enough slays to tie this one up.
No!
1-1.
No! You spoke too soon. Curse of the caster. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
Did not speak too soon.
Calm is there. Calm is there. Oh, my lord. The Railgun bolt just flew through that window. Took his head off as L-Town dropping down towards top mid. He will fall. And
one thing to know is I think
traded.
this is the first time we've seen camo in the hands of one of the Noble players.
That's a good point,
So
actually.
I don't know exactly when they grabbed that. Last time we knew it was about the 550 mark, so we'll kind of guess around there. We'll try to keep tabs on this next time at about 345.
Penguin on your screen with Railgun. Of course, game tied up. 5 minutes still to play. A flag apiece. As Penguin not going to pick up that kill.
You asked
No,
before
no trade.
what Noble had to do to get control of this map
Yep.
and get the slays, and look at it, it's getting control of top center. It's
Surprise,
getting control
they
of
did
powers
it.
like camo, and they did it, yeah. It's
guess
listen
what?
to us. It's just that simple. All you gotta do is, get top center against the #1 seed
Yes.
in the North American
It's easy.
region and just outslay him and then run flags.
And then
Simple
chuck
as
it.
that.
You
right?
get the flag, right?
Yeah.
Just textbook stuff, Walshy. Textbook stuff. Rain trying to get that pick. Not going to happen. 3 players down. Noble could be in some trouble here because Allegiance is going to start to flood in towards that base. Swiftkill tries to throw those defensive grenades, and that's not going to be good enough to pick up that kill. Kratos is going to challenge, and he is going to be absolute. Surely Kratos picks up this win. If Swift gets it, that's massive for him. And he may
What
actually
a
just be forced
run
to
by
chase this.
Kratos. Look at the damage he is doing and staying alive. Eventually able to take him out, but I believe he did a little bit of damage to Calm, helping out his
Oh,
teammates.
Swift. Beautiful. Perfect for the double kill. Both flags are out. Bear that in mind. And Swift's
I
feeling
like this
confident.
play. Once again, toss the flag out towards Courtyard. This is something that L-Town we've seen in multiple online qualifiers
Yep.
where he gets top center, gets the kills, tosses the flag towards bomb center, and eventually runs it when the opportunity presents
And
itself.
Nate is able to get that flag return. Flag goes in. Allegiance with the lead now. 2 flags to 1 with just shy of 4 minutes still to play. Noble, can they go for a counter cap though? They are getting the kills, but they need to get that map presence, and that's something they're just not able to do. L-Town still bottom middle, desperately trying to fight with Penguin. Gonna grab camo once again. I think that's like the 3rd time he's been able to get it, but it doesn't matter. That one essentially burnt as Calm, able to get the melody.
It's okay to burn it as long as it does not get in the opponent's hands, and that's what L-Town went for. He tried to eventually get away, was taken down. We're going to jump on with L-Town and Nated's teammate, Suspector, who's being sneaky, and that's what Allegiance does so well. They nade themselves when they're one of the only ones left in the
They
team.
jump off the map with sniper rifle.
yeah,
They nade themselves.
Joking aside, he did a great job of when his teammates down in numbers, like he sees 2 or 3 of his teammates dead, he hides. He buys time, says, guess what? Someone either needs to run by me and give me an easy kill, or I'm going to buy enough time for my teammates to be alive and we can fight in even numbers.
Kratos, one more player Around the side of him here, he's going to have to turn around. It's going to be Penguin. Kratos really starting to heat up now towards the end of this game. Looking for the spawn kill. Unfortunately, just aimed a little shy to the right-hand side there.
Yeah, I think he felt too good to be true. He was like, oh, I didn't see anyone yet. And of course, as soon as he stopped charging it, ends up seeing a player run right in front of his reticle.
This could be a big return for Swift Kill. Kratos able to do enough damage just to force him off it, and Allegiance have actually kept that flag alive. They are running it down Blue River. Who is it with that flag? It's going to be this man, Suspector. This for the win in the series. He's going to be so weak. Did he get the flag through the window? I think he may have. No, it's just at the bottom of the window. Naded waiting. The flag should be good to jump through the window. He's going to grab it, and our #1 seed progress through to the semifinals.
And I think I saw the stat screen there for a second. I believe I saw Kratos with 22 kills. Not much of a surprise there. You saw how aggressive he was at the opposing base, and most importantly, he just stayed alive over in the opposing courtyard. Would do so much damage there and allow so many players in Noble to just run past him and shoot him in the back.
Putting on a lot of pressure there, but congratulations, of course, to that #1 seed. They must be feeling very good about themselves, knowing, of course, EG, CLG on the other side of the bracket now. I don't want to say it's necessarily going to be easy, but I'd be surprised if we didn't see them in the grand final.
This Noble squad is a force to be reckoned with. Keep in mind, Noble fell to CLG 3-1, and here we go. Allegiance beat Noble 3-1. So we could see a very huge battle, whomever Allegiance possibly meets in the finals.
What would you say Noble should be kind of working on as they get ready and prepared for the Halo World Championship in just a few weeks' time?
Ooh, they are such a strong squad that's hard to pinpoint too many mistakes in their gameplay. I just see them do such a great job of buying time. They do a great job of being objective efficient, pushing all the time. So I cannot say a single massive flaw in their gameplay.
Wow.
Massive flaw. There's plenty small things to work on.
You can just let it be, could you?
No, of course. I always have to clearly state what I'm saying so I'm not misinterpreted.
Fair enough. I respect it. I respect it. That's going to do it for myself and Walshy for the game, though. For now, let's send it down to the analyst desk.
Thank you, guys. What a great game that was. All smiles down here as we see Allegiance moving on. The #1 seed stays alive. And how about L-Town, guys? He is having one hell of a tournament.
Oh, yeah. He's stepping it up big time. And he's kind of known as the support player, the flanker. And here he is dropping a 20 bomb. Awesome.
Yeah, and then the assist from the squad as well. I mean, they were working together really well. And that Plaza Strongholds match was back and forth. But we'll get into all those. But, yes, L-Town really showing why he's a player that needs to be on that squad alongside Naden.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the energy from this squad as well. I thought they would get tired, and I was a little bit nervous for Allegiance coming into this one. The game begins, and Naden is yelling once again. I got tweets saying, please bring him some secrets, some cough drops. This man needs to rest the voice before a big championship Sunday.
Oh, man.
But Side, you were taking a lot of notes on this Allegiance squad throughout the matchup. What were you liking from this team, and what have you liked about them all tournament long?
I mean, so far, just the hype. We always talk about Naden, that his biggest struggle is staying just energetic, keeping up his hype, because he's the leader of the squad. So when he starts to crumble, everyone else follows, and it's a downward spiral. But we heard him the entire match just screaming at the top of his lungs. Game 1, he really made it known that these guys were here 1,000% to win. And literally, Colosseum CTF, I mean, you got to give that one to Naden.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty amazing. Colosseum CTF, that was one of the fastest game modes we have seen so far in this tournament. Total dominance from Allegiance. But walk us through game number 2. What did you guys see there?
I mean, it was just a standard game mode, right? I mean, we saw Allegiance just do a really good job at controlling the rig. That's their map, it feels like. They're just so good at it. They know the angles, they know when to position themselves, when to pinch, when to buddy up, when to go for camo. It just seems like they're always on top of the next big thing in each series of the match. And so I was just impressed the whole weekend with them with the rig. It's great.
Real quickly here, Plaza, Stronghold.
Yep.
One of the most exciting games we have seen, at least one of the best finishes. It was just an AR spray fest in the final moments. We thought we were going to see a hot 3-0, but Noble able to close it out. Did you think they had a chance of winning this best of 5 in that moment?
At that moment, I mean, they could have turned things around. I mean, that is a pivotal turning point to really take advantage of the emotional support, or the emotional downfall that we've seen from Allegiance in the past, especially with how that happened. Allegiance almost clutched that win, and it would have been one of the most clutch game types that we've seen this entire event. It went down to 98-98.
Right.
Literally nobody knew what was going on. The casters are trying to find out what screen to go to because everybody was dying, flushing them out of nest.
A little bit of a throwback to the IGS, Team Freaks versus what was that at 3D back in the day on Midship Oddball.
Holding that
everyone
ball, man.
just going for the ball side. You're a part of
Where
it.
do we go here?
So I mean, Noble really clutched it. They capitalized at the very end, made it happen. But Allegiance didn't want to go any further than Game 4, and they ended it out.
Game 4, nice, sweet finish here. Allegiance looking great. Noble, they're done for this tournament, but they're moving into Worlds. Before we get to the interview, real quick, Ghost, what do you want to see Noble improve on between now and then, and what are their strengths?
I just think that it has to do now with their confidence level, right? They've come out here and proven that they can hang with the best, that they belong in the top 8 North American teams that are going to those World Finals, and that isn't something that's taken lightly. These guys have been working for an entire season to try and get to this moment, and here they are. They clinched that, and then they also showed up against one of the top teams, the #1 seed Allegiance, and those guys right now are so comfortable. That, like, Naded finally has a team where he feels like he's at home. This is his team. Finally, he got one. And so for them to do that against Allegiance, for Noble to step up like that, you have to think that they have a lot of potential in the future.
All right, well, right now, down on the floor, we have my good friend, Golden Boy, and he is going to be talking with one of the stars from Allegiance so far in this tournament, the great L-Town.
Hey, guys, how's it going? All right, so I'm joined by L-Town, as Puckett had graciously introed just a second ago. Puckett, you're a good friend, too. All right, so you came into this matchup feeling pretty good. Of course, that Optic Gaming match had a lot riding on it. But you were able to overcome that and take that series, moving into bracket play. Now, Noble, did you expect what they brought to the table in this match?
Honestly, I didn't, because they 3-0'd Elevate, so I knew they're going to be hot coming to the series. So we had make sure we couldn't make any mistakes.
That makes a lot of sense, of course, and then talking about that Plaza game, because that was insane. That game, you were down by a considerable amount. I believe it was 85-22. And then you guys started to mount that comeback. And toward the end there, it was just all chaotic, right? Just Noble were just pushing in to the snipe Stronghold. I can't speak English because it's late. They were pushing into snipe as best they possibly could, just could not get in there. You guys just kept fighting them out. What was it like at those last moments of that game? Did you feel like you had it in the bag?
We honestly did. Everything was hectic, but that's when we strive. And our communication, everything was just clicking. But then, unfortunately, towards the end of the game, we made one mistake where someone left nest and went bottom middle instead. But it happens.
Yeah, those things happen, but you were able to answer back, come back into the matchup with a strong Fathom finish. But now tomorrow, you face off against Denial Esports. This team has been a Cinderella story throughout the entire competition. But before we even, got this interview going, you told me that you guys scrimmed Denial before coming out here, and the results were not pretty.
We scrimmed them before we flew out here, and we won the series 11-1. And hopefully tomorrow, same thing happens, basically. We just win the game.
So you guys are that much closer to that opportunity to compete in the finals here. Denial is a team that is, excuse me, losing my voice, standing in your way. So that goes to say, if you guys get to the finals, you feel confident you could take it if it's EG, CLG, whomever it may be?
Yeah, it doesn't matter who it is. I'm trying to get Brett's first W here, so I mean, CLG, EG, either way, it's going to be a tough match.
Awesome stuff. Well, L-Town, thank you so much for your time. Of course, best of luck to you guys. It's going to be a great day tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss it. But to throw us out for the night, none other than Puckett. Take it away.
Thank you, Golden Boy. Let's wrap real quick, guys. Going over what's happened so far today. 8 teams making it out of the groups, and yeah, let's show you that bracket. We got a very nice performance at the top here from Denial. It's attacking all of us. Liquid taken down in a Game 5. Who closing it out with that epic snipe? Then, of course, Allegiance versus Noble. But tomorrow, the action really heats up. You got your gold medalist and your silver medalist, Evil Geniuses and CLG, waiting in the quarterfinals in the bottom half of the bracket. And Renegades and Triggers Pound are no slouches, as we've seen throughout group play. So no one is safe yet. But this is going to gear up for a fantastic championship Sunday. Ghost, which one of those two are you most pumped for tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning, man, I have to think that man, both of them. Renegades is going to bring the hype, right? And CLG is just going to be kind of waiting for it, sitting lethal. He's always just complacent, just like, yeah, sure, bring it on, so to speak. And I'm sure that's the type of mindset he's going to have tonight and tomorrow. But obviously, when you look at EG versus Triggers Pound, Triggers Pound has really proved a lot of people wrong this weekend. And EG, we saw them drop a game. We saw them have a little bit of some concerns at times. So I have to think that could be a closer match, if you will. But like L-Town said, both of those teams are absolutely amazing, so they could easily come out on top.
Strong side, we've seen EG kind of taken to the wire, and a lot of CTFs, they have to make the comeback to win the game. Some very tight finishes in Team Slayer as well.
Yeah.
What are you expecting to see tomorrow when we see EG going up against Triggers?
I think we need to see a stronger EG tomorrow, because obviously if we see them how they were today, Triggers Pound, they could come in strong and potentially go to a Game 5 as well. I mean, we saw Denial push EG back against the walls. Like, EG really had to stay strong. Tally had to be on top of everything, and even then, the games were still incredibly close.
Right.
So I think the match to watch tomorrow is going to be EG versus Triggers Pound. CLG just looks very strong. They came in here. They're just like, you know what happened at the X Games was a fluke. We messed up. That's on us. We were playing great day one. Came into the finals. We messed it up. They feel like they know what they did wrong, and they're ready to come in guns blazing tomorrow.
Guys, take out your cell phone, snap a shot of this. CLG Renegades opening up at 12:10 following our pregame show. Then we got EG versus Triggers Pound, and Denial versus Allegiance. Our first semifinals kicks off at 2 p.m. Remember, once you get to the semis, it's best of 7. So we're in for a treat in the second half of the day. We're going to see our second semifinals, and of course, the grand finals kicks off roughly around 5 p.m. We're going to keep the matches flowing, so wake up bright and early, 12 p.m. Eastern. You're not going to want to miss any of this epic Halo 5 action. The North American Regionals has 1 day left. It's been an incredible first 2 days, but it's time to say goodnight. Thank you for tuning in. We'll announce some great news about the World Championship as well. You want to know the location, you want to know the date, you got to watch our stream. We'll see you tomorrow.